We just made it to Ron Coleman mining. Look at that, they're digging all the way down to the water table over there. Those are huge quarries. I guess they're not supposed to be doing blasting anymore, so they're digging mostly with machines. And then they got the tailing piles over there for the public dig. So that's where I'm gonna be today, is over there digging through those piles to see what kind of quartz crystals I can find. Here we are, Ron Coleman mining. Gonna go hit these tailing piles. All right, so it took me about 5 minutes, but I found a crystal laying up on the top waiting for me. Nice and pretty clear. Today I'm gonna be doing a lot of surface collecting. The soil here looks pretty hard, and there's a lot of people digging it and turning it up, and the machine's moving and all that stuff. So really, what's the point of digging down when you can just look around and see what's already been dug up? But hey, maybe I'll find some spot to dig if I like it. Whoa, you guys, look at the points on this cluster. A lot of it's still buried in the mud there, but this is cool. It's heavy, it's probably 10 pounds, but I'm taking it to the car. Here's a nice example of the manganese inclusion that they call the Blue Phantom. This one doesn't have any crystals on it, so I'm probably just gonna leave it behind, but I thought I'd show you the cool example of the black manganese inclusion. Found one in the dirt, neat. Found a little one. So I've gotta say, surface collecting here is not as easy pickings as some of the other mines that I've been to. The tailings here have really been gone through. I'm gonna try and find the fresher ones, but like you can tell, people have been going through this for so long. Any crystals that are on the top are just about gone at this point. So I'm gonna try and find some fresher tailings. All right, so I found the fresher stuff. When in doubt, ask the miner, and they'll tell you exactly where the fresh stuff is, and then go there. Don't even deal with the old stuff. Go straight into the fresh stuff, guys, because that's where the good stuff is. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people on this pile. I can see why. All right, guys, so once you find the fresh tailings, start looking for the red mud. Red mud is going to fill in, clay is going to fill into the pockets. The pockets is where the crystals are, so when you find these fresh tailings and these big mud clumps are going to protect the clay clumps will protect the crystals, and they'll stick to the quartz, so you'll have to wipe it off to see if you got anything or not. But red clay is always a good indicator at these crystal mines. The clay stuff. See, look at all the quartz and it's glittering out of that. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now, is just digging in this spot. I've already found a couple of crystals right here, including that really clear one from a second ago. So I'm just gonna keep going on this spot for a little while. There we go, just like that. Digging the fresh tailings. Check that out, you guys. This is the kind of potential that this pile has. This crystal's worth hundreds of dollars, and so you've scored today. I really wish I could pull that one. Jeez, and that was out of this pile here?
Yeah.
Wow, so that's the potential of the fresh tailings.
No, yeah, nobody's dug the whole way down yet.
I mean, look at the condition on this thing. The point is still there. Do you have newspaper?
I don't.
You're gonna want to wrap that right away.
Put it in there. Yeah,
No, don't put it with the other rocks, because it'll chip it up.
In here.
This is one of those ones where you only see a tiny bit of it, and then you pull it out, and boom, it's a big old crystal. That makes me happy. Not the greatest condition, but a really nice sized crystal. That's pretty. All right, guys, I decided that surface collecting is not the way to go here. Digging into some red mud is the way to go. Look for the fresh tailings, get into it, look for that red clay, and stay in it. So that's where the good stuff is, at Ron Coleman Mining. All right, so one of the biggest, clearest ones I got, and it's got some of that blue inclusion in it. Super freaking nice. Stoked. I'm gonna keep digging here for sure. All right, so there's the hole I dug. There's my bucket, and here's the beautiful scenery. Arkansas is a real pretty place. Oh wow, it's just breathtaking out here. So I was digging opal or quartz all day. We were talking about opal. Yep, they're kicking us out now, so it's time to go. All right, so I finally got enough sunlight to do this Coleman review. It's actually been a few days. So let's just start off with a stunner. Look at that. Beautiful clarity, beautiful condition. This is the potential of Coleman quartz. You can get really clear stuff, really nice. Still hasn't been cleaned with acid or anything, just a little bit of water, and that thing is ready to go. That is a solid crystal. So that's one of the better ones. Real quick, there's those little ones there. Some of them are kind of pretty. That's what you call a tabby, right there. It's because it's flat like a tablet, I guess. This is my really nice one. I don't know if it's damaged or if that's the way the crystal grew, but you can see there's a point there, a point there. The whole thing is flat. It is nice and flat. So you know, a couple points there as well. So that's just one nice big crystal. It's really pretty. Let's look at that one real quick. You can see it had good size. It's got damage. Actually, that's not damage, but it does have damage here on the edges, which is kind of annoying. But there was another crystal growing here and another one growing there, so that's not damage. But yeah, really beautiful clarity, nice big chunky quartz. Got a lot of really decent ones. That's going to make a nice pendant, even though it's got a bit of a crack in it. It's got a nice chisel point to it. Oh gosh, camera, come on. Here we go. There we go. This one's really cool. Starting to lose some sunlight, but you can still see it's one large crystal with a bunch of smaller crystals on it. It's just growing sideways there on the sandstone rock matrix that we got. This one's really cool. It's got a nice big crack around the side that adds character in a lot of cases. And then in the back, it's got that big old blade sticking off and a bunch of little smaller crystals on it as well. So that was a really nice one. That one's super milky and has a bit of damage, but is good sized. These are the clusters that I found. Besides that gigantic cluster, there weren't a lot of great clusters at Coleman. I have to be honest. I think, but they do have the big chunky crystals. So that is definitely something to look for. And you can see that one has the phantom going, a little bit of blue. A little bit of it's on the surface and some of it's under the surface, which is really cool. You can see inside that window there's some inside. This was the biggest and probably the best crystal at Coleman's. I did have a pile of rocks that I just didn't like. They were Leverites, and then I did have a pile of rocks that were just chunks and broken crystals, but we're not going to include those. Well, we'll go over and include those real quick, I guess, but so here is the bone milky quartz. I decided I'm not going to even take this stuff home. Yeah. And then there was these. They're little like broken milky crystals or some clear pieces of quartz, stuff that I thought might tumble up nice or be repairable in some way. That was decent, but it's so wrecked. So maybe I'll tumble it or something. But yeah. So that was Ron Coleman mining. Sorry if you didn't get a great view of some of those crystals, but I'll be putting a lot of pictures of them up on the Facebook and the Instagram, so make sure to check that out at Love and Stone Creations on Instagram and Facebook, and loveandstonecreations.com, where you can see the store and you can find the links to the Instagram and Facebook. And you know, make sure to buy American crystals, guys. A lot of the quartz these days is coming from the Amazon rainforest and from Brazil in general, and from really a lot of other places, but the carbon tax on shipping that stuff is really heavy, so it's a lot more ethical to buy local and to keep your money in America is kind of the way to go. So yeah, stay tuned for some more photographs, follow your dreams, buy American rocks, you know, and just have a beautiful day, guys. Follow your own adventure and make plans and do big things. That's what I would recommend for you guys today, is just do big things. Figure it out one step at a time and make it happen. All right, guys, we'll see you out there.